camera manufacturer who was very well known in the UK in the 20s and 30s was a company called Howden and Butcher. The range of cameras they made often had the name Ensign, and this is a camera I found a couple of weeks ago at a rather wet and damp vintage fair in Bridport. I recognised it immediately, I thought, to be an Ensign, and here we are. It's got a slightly Art Deco look, and I think it dates from about 1936. It's called an Ensign Selfix 20. And the Selfix cameras were a very popular range of cameras, and after the war Ensign continued until the late 50s, producing some very fine cameras. Now this is a viewfinder camera. We got a viewfinder here and we got a viewfinder here. There is a slightly different feature on this camera that I was fascinated by, because most cameras open at the back, or the back slides off. Now on this camera we press this little button here and it's hinged on the bottom, and there the film goes in there and across here. Now there was obviously a mount, a frame, so you could convert it into 6 by 4.5, but this has obviously gone missing. We have a Ensign lens, and it's moderately, I could just say, how fast is it? It's 6.5. Now in today's terms that seems very slow, but that was quite common in the 30s. As I said, I think this camera dates from 1936. You obviously put the film here. Someone's covered up that viewfinder. That viewfinder was, if you were doing the 6x4, you were writing it on to one there and then one there. Obviously we don't need this, so you get 8 on a film, and we use that view window there. It's manual focusing. You set your f-stops on the lens here, and we have shutter speeds of 100th of a second, 1/50th, 1/25th, bulb and T. Bulb is where it allows the lens to open, and then when you take your finger off the shutter it closes. T, you press it, it opens, and when you press it again it will close. And as I said, there's this very nice decoration on the front of the lens. This bevel this ray it stops there was quite common, and that is basically it. To put the folding mechanism back, we squeeze these two parts here, and it just squeezes back and produces this nice flat folder. We've also got a interesting race viewfinder there, so we can look down and use it like so. Okay, which was again quite common in the 30s as a fashion. These lenses are probably non-coated. Coated lenses on the whole came in after the war. Coated lenses are very good at getting rid of glare and flare. But let's see what sort of images, if any, this camera produced. For these images, I went to the small town of Sherborne. It was a bit of a grey bank holiday when I took these, and the images are a little bit mixed. On the one hand, they are absolutely fine, but they are a little bit soft, and I think you can tell that the lens isn't coated. Having said that, because of the type of camera, you actually do get a genuine vintage effect, and the camera actually proved to me to be actually more usable than I initially thought. I've used in my time quite a lot of Ensigns, and I am particularly a fan of the post-war models, but one or two images on this film actually were sharp, and I thought, well, actually this camera is not a bad camera at all. And I was looking at a photographic catalogue produced in 1938 recently, and it really made me realise what a lot of cameras were actually out there in the 30s. I think we think of the 30s as, you know, being this great dim time after the 20s, where actually there were quite a lot of product, and there was a big interest in cameras. And as I said, this is a typical model of the 30s. It has got a lovely Art Deco look. It's a camera that I quite enjoyed using. I think with a little bit of a clean and adjust, it could be even better. But it was good fun to use. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.